Hello everyone and welcome to my channel YNR Trends. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The next 2 weeks in Genoa City promise a storm of emotional wreckage and shocking twists as the Newmans, Abbotts, and restless hearts around them face choices that could destroy their futures forever. Beginning December 22nd, when winter's icy grip mirrors the chilling realizations confronting several families, and whispers of danger slither through the snowy holiday calm, starting with Newman, who finds himself once again tangled in a dangerous web when an unexpected attack leaves him shaken to the core, a grim reminder that the chaos haunting him is far from over, pushing Sharon and Nick to their breaking points as parental terror grips them, their minds racing with suspicion, especially toward Sienna, whose mysterious presence and connection to unseen forces cast an ominous shadow, while Nick, fueled by rage and a father's desperation, vows to uncover the truth, even if it means crossing lines he may never come back from. And as Victor Newman faces off with Nikki, regarding her wavering loyalty toward the Abbotts, particularly Jack Abbott, his fury reaches volcanic levels, his empire trembling from within as family fractures deepen, and Kyle Abbott, caught between grief and indecision, contemplates whether he can move forward with Claire after recent heartbreaks, the ghosts of betrayal hovering like relentless phantoms. On December 23rd, Nick corners Matt Clark, pushing him further toward desperation as Matt's vendetta intensifies, setting in motion a deadly game of revenge that promises to explode in the coming week, and Lily Winters begins sensing unsettling chemistry forming between Kane and Phyllis Summers, igniting jealousy and suspicion that could reignite old flames and torch fragile peace, while Tracy Abbott lends emotional support and gentle wisdom to Diane Jenkins, trying to steady the Abbott legacy amidst relentless turmoil, even as memories of scheming, lies, and decades of rivalry swirl around them like snow falling in a silent storm. Christmas Eve arrives December 24th, wrapped in family warmth that feels fragile, an illusion of peace as Victor and Nikki contemplate the fractures threatening their marriage. Jack and Diane cling to rare moments of gratitude, their hopes for reconciliation clouded by uncertainties that linger like mist, and Victoria Newman and Billy Abbott temporarily set aside their volatile history to celebrate with their children, though behind their smiles, unresolved emotions simmer, their history refusing to stay buried under festive glitter, reminding them that love can be as destructive as it is binding. On Christmas Day, December 25th, a classic episode revisits Victor's complicated journey, a haunting reminder of the legacy he built, through love, through power, through ruthless decisions, casting long shadows over the present, as viewers recall the cost Victor has demanded from everyone who has ever dared challenge him, even those he claims to love. But peace shatters swiftly when December 26th hits and Sally Spectra shares explosive intel with Jack and Billy, intel capable of destabilizing alliances and igniting corporate warfare beneath the glossy exterior of holiday celebrations, while Michael Baldwin faces an agonizing crossroads and turns to Lauren Fenmore for guidance, his conscience battling temptations born from loyalty, fear, and the lure of secrecy, and Chelsea Lawson delivers Adam Newman an ultimatum that slices through him like steel, threatening to derail his ambitions and provoke consequences that could ripple across Newman media and the lives tethered to it. As the second week begins, December 29th through January 2nd, the darkness ignited by Matt Clark erupts into deeper chaos, his schemes expanding like wildfire, threatening to consume multiple Newman family members as he strikes where they are most vulnerable, forcing Nick into an obsessive pursuit of justice, or vengeance, that could demand unthinkable sacrifices. And New Year's Eve preparations collide with rising tensions, as the residents of Genoa City dress in shimmering gowns and tailored suits, champagne flutes poised, hearts racing beneath glittering lights, unaware of the imminent collisions looming at midnight, collisions that will expose secrets, ignite betrayal, and define destinies in the dawning new year. Meanwhile, Victor's empire feels increasingly unstable as Nikki's emotional conflict deepens, pulling her toward loyalties that risk igniting a cold war between the Newmans and Abbotts once more, and whispers suggest that Sienna's connection to looming danger runs deeper than anyone realizes, her presence a ticking time bomb destined to explode at the worst possible moment. Kane and Phyllis grow closer, their chemistry magnetic and dangerous, sparking rumors and threatening to unravel relationships built on fragile trust. As Lily watches from a distance, fury and dread twisting inside her, ready to strike before she loses everything she once forgave Kane for. Chelsea's ultimatum presses Adam into a corner, forcing him to choose between ambition and family. But Adam's choices rarely come without collateral damage, setting the stage for a Newman media power struggle that could trigger corporate betrayal and family implosions. As midnight approaches on New Year's Eve, unresolved tensions simmer beneath the glittering spectacle, and in whispered corners of society, Crimson Lights and Newman Tower, alliances form and fracture in the space of a single drunken confession or stolen glance. Love triangles shift like fault lines beneath the surface. Vengeance promises to erupt as past sins resurface, and the promise of a fresh start feels poised to crumble beneath the weight of envy, obsession, and revenge as Matt Clark prepares his next strike. Noah Newman braces for devastating fallout. Nikki struggles between forbidden affection and loyalty to Victor. Kyle faces heartbreak that could shatter him anew. Lily plots to expose Cain before it's too late. Adam schemes to outmaneuver everyone in his path, even those he loves, and Victor stands ready to confront betrayal head-on, a king defending his fractured kingdom, determined to crush every threat that dares rise in the shadows of Genoa City. And as the clock ticks toward midnight, as champagne bubbles rise and lovers prepare for their New Year's kiss, the truth becomes clear. Nothing is as it seems, old wounds are reopening, and the young and the restless will soon face consequences that will echo far beyond January 2nd, forever altering destinies in a town where power is fragile, loyalty is conditional, love is deadly, and no secret stays buried, not even beneath falling snow and sparkling holiday lights, because in Genoa City, the New Year won't bring peace. It will unleash storms no one is prepared to weather. As the final minutes of December slip away, Genoa City stands on the edge of catastrophe disguised as celebration, and the illusion of glittering holiday joy begins to crack, revealing the treacherous undercurrents pulsing beneath the velvet-clad crowds gathering for New Year's Eve galas, where whispers turn deadly and champagne masks betrayal, beginning with Nick Newman pacing restlessly, haunted by visions of Noah's attack replaying in endless torment, each memory sharpening like glass. Beneath his ribs, fueling his obsession to dismantle Matt Clark once and for all, even if it means abandoning morality, crossing legal boundaries, or risking everything he holds dear. Meanwhile, Matt basks in the shadows, savoring the chaos he's orchestrated. His vendetta against the Newmans not merely revenge but a calculated dismantling of their legacy, brick by brick, beginning with Noah, a pawn in Matt's twisted game, unaware that even more sinister plans lie in wait, ready to strike when shock and grief are most potent. As Sharon, desperate and panicked, clings to fading hope, she turns to old spiritual guidance and memories of past losses. Cameron, Kristen, Ray, Rosales, Cassie. Each tragedy igniting fears that history is repeating itself, with Noah trapped at the mercy of a monster, and whispers of Sienna's involvement swirl with alarming force, her mysterious movements and cryptic communications leading Sharon to believe Sienna isn't just connected to the attacks but perhaps orchestrating part of the deception, a puppet master cloaked behind innocence and lies. Victor Newman, sensing weakness within his fractured empire, quietly orders surveillance, deploying resources with ruthless precision to uncover every hidden secret, every betrayal brewing, determined to protect his blood and legacy at all costs, even if it means resurrecting old tactics from his darkest years. While Nikki spirals beneath guilt and conflicting devotion, Jack Abbott's support a bomb but also a poison threatening to unravel her marriage as emotional lines blur, leaving Victor suspicious and cold, his fury simmering beneath that legendary Newman control. Meanwhile, Diane and Jack face fractures of their own, past sins resurfacing like ghosts clawing at their marriage, while Kyle wrestles with betrayal, insecurity, and Claire's evasiveness that makes him question whether forgiveness is possible or her heart ever truly belonged to him, fueling the possibility that Claire may choose a path of independence, even vengeance, before the week's end. And as Cain Ashby and Phyllis Summers grow dangerously close, fueled by shared frustration, ambition, and loneliness, sparks fly that neither can deny, setting the stage for a scandal that could rip apart careers and families, especially as Lily Winters watches from afar, fear morphing into anger, her determination brewing to expose the truth before she becomes the fool yet again, and Cain, driven by passion and the chance at redemption, may soon risk losing everything for the thrill of forbidden flame with a woman as unpredictable as Phyllis. Chelsea Lawson's ultimatum weighs heavily on Adam Newman, pushing him toward desperate decisions. Torn between ambition and love, Adam contemplates strategic moves that could outmaneuver Victor, Nick, and others, while simultaneously jeopardizing his relationship with Chelsea, who fears losing herself to Adam's darkness once more. Michael Baldwin's moral dilemma deepens into a treacherous labyrinth, as whispers emerge that his legal expertise is being sought for purposes far beyond ethics, threats looming over Lauren if he refuses, forcing him to decide whether loyalty outweighs legality. New Year's Eve arrives and society transforms into a dazzling battlefield beneath glittering chandeliers, while the GCSE becomes a playground for secrets and seduction, and Crimson Lights glows with nostalgic warmth that belies the tension crackling beneath the surface, as couples and enemies alike brush shoulders, unaware that destiny stands ready to strike. The clock ticks closer to midnight and tokens of perceived affection, jewels, kisses, champagne, become weapons traded with ulterior motives, while Victor watches Nikki from across the room, suspicion gnawing as she laughs softly with Jack, unaware of eyes burning into her soul. Nick, having secured intel that points toward Sienna's deeper involvement, races to confront her but finds that she has vanished into the cold night, leaving behind cryptic messages that suggest she is more than a pawn, perhaps the one holding the strings in Matt's sick twist of vengeance. Noah, recovering slowly, confesses fragments of memory that reveal unsettling hints that Matt's attacks may not be random at all but part of a calculated effort to destroy the Newmans from within, beginning with their most vulnerable. Meanwhile, Kane and Phyllis slip away from the gala, unaware that Lily has followed, her fury rising like a tidal wave, and microphones hidden by an unknown hand capture every whispered confession and stolen kiss, ready to be detonated when the moment is most devastating. Jack, sensing Victor's suspicion, tries to shield Nikki from fallout, but his involvement threatens to reignite a decades-long war between Newman and Abbott empires, forcing Diane to consider whether her marriage can withstand another corporate feud aimed squarely at her family, while Kyle, drunk on heartbreak and resentment, contemplates revenge of his own, possibly striking against Claire or even his parents. As midnight draws near, Michael receives a chilling message threatening Lauren's safety if he refuses to obey orders from an unknown figure, likely connected to Matt, and for the first time in years, Michael considers returning to his dark past to protect the woman he loves. Chelsea confronts Adam, demanding answers, fearing he will choose power over love once again, and Adam, torn between destiny and redemption, struggles to give her hope he doesn't believe in. Just seconds before midnight, tensions explode. Nick bursts into society, shouting warnings as Victor scans for threats. Lily storms onto the rooftop where Kane and Phyllis share a forbidden kiss, her scream echoing into the icy night. Jack reaches desperately for Nikki's hand, begging her to leave before Victor unleashes fury. Noah collapses to his knees as horrifying clarity pierces his memory, whispering Matt's name as his attacker. Chelsea drops her champagne glass at Adam's confession that he cannot walk away from his empire. Michael disappears into the shadows, answering the call of a threat he cannot ignore, and fireworks erupt over Genoa City as midnight strikes, disguising screams, vows, and betrayals beneath the celebratory boom. The first seconds of the new year crack open a darkness that cannot be undone. Victor confronts Nikki, demanding loyalty. Nick vows vengeance against Matt. Lily swears Kane will pay. Kyle walks away from Claire forever. Chelsea flees from Adam in tears. Michael chooses secrecy over truth. Sharon collapses into Nick's arms as Noah whispers that Sienna lied about everything, and Matt Clark watches from the darkness, victorious for now, whispering that the Newmans are only beginning to feel the agony he has planned. The snowfall thickens, muffling the chaos, but inside Genoa City, the storm has erupted and loyalties fracture beyond repair as the dawn of January 2nd approaches, promising that the next move in this deadly chess match will shatter lives, ignite wars, and expose secrets that could destroy empires, as every restless heart realizes that the new year offers no mercy, only consequences for sins long buried beneath power, ambition, and ruthless love. As dawn breaks on January 2nd, the celebrations and explosions of emotion the night before dissolve into bitter morning light, revealing consequences that cannot be undone, and in the cold quiet of Genoa City, fractures widen as shock gives way to fury, beginning with Victor Newman summoning his inner circle to the Newman ranch, demanding answers, calculating retaliation against enemies seen and unseen. His voice low but trembling with rage at Nikki's betrayal, and Nikki, guilt carving into her. Like ice, struggles to explain her emotional confusion while Jack pleads with her privately to protect herself before Victor unleashes his wrath. But Nikki begins to see that her loyalty may have always been chained to Victor's control rather than love, and her trembling hands reveal a decision forming that could reshape the Newman empire forever. Meanwhile, Lily Winters, still vibrating with rage, vows to expose Cain and Phyllis, determined to destroy the fragile illusion of trust they ruined with whispered admissions beneath the rooftop fireworks, and Cain, shaken by Lily's fury, tries to justify his weakness while Phyllis refuses to apologize, defending her choices with raw honesty, convinced the world has punished her enough. Yet unbeknownst to all of them, a lurking observer recorded every moment, preparing to leak the scandal at the perfect moment to strike all three. Noah Newman, pale and trembling, pieces together fragments of memory, recalling Sienna's cryptic messages and Matt's face appearing in flashes before the attack, leading Sharon and Nick to realize Sienna wasn't a mere witness but a conspirator, a revelation that sends Nick into a spiral of vengeance as he vows to end Matt Clark once and for all, even as Sharon begs him not to lose his soul in the pursuit. Chelsea, her heart shattered by Adam's confession that he can't abandon his ruthless ambitions, packs her belongings, preparing to leave before she becomes collateral damage again, while Adam, devastated yet numb, stares at his reflection, recognizing the monster he feared becoming, and contemplates a move that could oust Victor and seize power outright, unless his guilt destroys him first. Michael Baldwin, weighed down by the threatening message and Lauren's frantic concern, prepares to meet the faceless puppeteer pulling strings behind Genoa City's chaos, unaware that this decision may bind him to criminal forces forever. Kyle Abbott, drained and numb, leaves the Abbott mansion with tear-filled eyes and a resolve to reclaim control of his life, even if it means severing ties to Claire and perhaps betraying his family to regain a sense of power. And in the shadows beyond the city lights, Matt Clark smirks with cruel satisfaction as Nolan delivers confirmation that the chaos has only begun, whispering promises that the next blow will shatter the Newmans beyond repair, because Noah's broken memory is missing one horrifying truth that threatens to surface. The attack wasn't revenge alone, but the opening move of a greater conspiracy involving secret alliances and betrayals stretching beyond Genoa City's borders. As January 2nd closes and a chilling stillness settles over the snow-blanketed streets, the truth becomes unavoidable. Loyalties have splintered, love has turned deadly, and the restless hearts of Genoa City stand on the brink of war none of them can escape, setting the stage for a new year steeped in vengeance, scandal, and devastating revelations waiting to erupt.